Oh, what is up, y'all? Welcome back to Yapping with Jelly. A little bit of a different one today because I want to talk about little fun facts and little hacks and tips and tricks that help me to sleep because I am a chronic bad sleeper. And I thought we could do it while I change my bed sheets because it is something that I need to do and I really dislike doing it. So, let's get started. Um, this is going to be a great video. Anyways, first you gotta take everything off. Um, little First thing is I like this product called Vumi. Now, I have a very busy brain, and when it gets to the nighttime, everything that I have thought about during the day decides to come back up at night. And I'm like, trying to get to sleep, not a fun time for me. And then trying to stay asleep as well. You know, when you're like in the middle of the night and you're kind of like, you roll over or you change positions and you kind of like wake up a little bit. Fucking dislike that so much. Anyways, this stuff helps me with that. So one, it helps calm my brain at nighttime, and it also like helps me actually sleep through the night and wake up feeling a little bit more like refreshed and ready for the day, and not just like, oh my god, I hate my life, I never want to get out of bed. You know, this is the stuff. Hold up. This is the stuff I use. This is the bedtime one. They also have like daytime ones, but this is not sponsored, by the way. I just really love this. I've had this for a while. There was like a month where I didn't have it because it was sold out, and I suffered. I'm not even gonna lie. It was hard. So that is what I really recommend. Also, while I'm here, Sleep Mist. Again, not sponsored. I get the Body Shop one, but there's also so many other ones. It's just like lavender, and this one has another random thing in it, vetiver. I don't know how you say it, but any kind of like lavender spray, it is like naturally calming, and like you kind of want to make sure that like all your senses are calm before you go to sleep. So this one is for like your smell. You smell it, a lot more calm. Spray it on your pillow. There's so many different brands and shit you can get, and it could literally just be like you have lavender in your garden, you put hot water with it, let it soak or whatever, and then spray it on your pillow at night after it's cooled down. Obviously, you don't spray hot shit on your pillows. But yeah, that helps because it like helps calm your body and shit down. I'm out of breath. Anyways, I also have not done my washing properly in a couple of weeks since the last time I changed my bed sheets. So I'm using bed sheets that are like a size too big for my bed. So we're not gonna worry about that. Just a little FYI. Anyways, another thing that helps calm me down at night is a weighted blanket. I absolutely love my weighted blanket. I don't sleep at night without it. I know some people are like, oh my god, it's a suffocation blanket. Like, I absolutely hate it. Don't knock it till you try it. And I've had literally so many people that have been like, oh, I don't really know how I feel about it. Like, maybe I'm gonna feel suffocated. And they've like spent the night over or something. And I'm like, that's okay. Like, you can have a different blanket. Like, it's absolutely fine. And then they try it and they have the best sleep of their life. I'm exaggerating a little bit, but they do end up liking it in the end. So I would recommend a weighted blanket to try. I have a 7 kilo one, I think, and then I got like a 6 kilo one from Spotlight. Sometimes I do use both of them because my body is a little dysregulated sometimes. Anyways, it is recommended that you only use like, so 1 kilo of the weighted blanket is 10 kilos of your body weight. So if you're like 60 kilos, only use the 6 kilo weighted blanket. Some of them do go up to 9 kilos. So if you are like 90 kilos and one weighted if you are like 90 kilos and one weighted blanket, there are options for you. So that is like another one of my hacks. I absolutely love having a weighted blanket. I'm out of breath. Give me a second. Okay. I have other hacks, but like I can't really think of them off the top of my head now. I literally had them like all written down. Oh, before you go to bed. So, some things that I like to do before I go to bed, I know that like a lot of health professionals are like, don't go on your phone. Do you know how hard it is not to go on your phone before bed? It's It's like, spend like an hour or something before bed, not on your phone. I haven't even showered an hour before bed. You know what I mean? So the thing that I like to do is I put my phone onto like, I'm doing this inside out. I'm losing my goddamn mind. Anyways, so trying not to go on your phone at nighttime, tricky. So if you are going to go on your phone at nighttime, I do too, is I put it onto like the night mode, which kind of pretty much removes a lot of the blue backlight from your phone, which is the thing that kind of like, I don't know what it's called, don't quote me on the terminology of this, but pretty much it's a lot softer on your eyes, so it's not gonna like wake you up as much and is kind of, you know, a little bit more soothing. I also find for me, because I do think a lot at night, to try and trick my brain into thinking that it's like used up all of its brain power before I go to bed, is I will play like a little mind game before bed, like a puzzle game, something simple that's still gonna like use my brain, like work it without it being too strenuous. You know, if that makes kind of sense. Some people will like read before bed. I get too immersed in the book and I will be up longer if I read. So for some people, reading puts them to sleep. And yeah, like if you're watching TV or a movie or something before you go to bed, some people that works brilliantly for. Other people, it might be you might need to put on a show that's going to be a little bit more calming. You know, like don't put on a murder mystery before bed because your brain's going to be thinking about it. But if you put on, I don't know, I don't really watch TV, so I couldn't really tell you. Something that you don't really have to think about, something that's kind of chill. Pretty much you want to kind of get your body relaxed before you go to bed. Trying to go to bed when your mind is running a million miles an hour or when your body is running a million miles an hour, not going to help. What else is there? I feel like there have a few more. I just need to remember what they are. The sleeping one. Make sure you're comfortable before bed as well. If you're like, make sure you have comfy pajamas or something that's like comfy enough for you to sleep in. I know that sounds so random and so weird, like Jelly, obviously I'm going to be comfortable before bed, but I feel like you'd be surprised about how many people like have bed sheets that aren't actually nice for them, if that makes sense. So like for me, you know those like flannel sheets or the ones that you can get in winter? I like them, but I get like way too hot in them. So I always just have like the normal cotton ones. Don't mind how wrinkly this is. Oof. Anyways, but say for example, I know one of my cousins, definitely on the spectrum, but I love it absolute bits. She will like only sleep in flannel sheets because that is what she's comfortable in and that is what like her skin likes. So make sure that you are like in pajamas and in like bed sheets that are actually comfortable for you, because that also might be affecting it as well. I know that sounds really random. Girls, females, anyone with big boobies, don't sleep in bras and like or any tight crop tops. Like if you do want to cover up at night for any reason, sleep in like a loose cotton one because it actually deforms them, and there's like not deforms them but like there's some technical terms to it, but it harms your boobs pretty much. So always sleep in kind of like lighter clothing on top. Try and also sleep in like cotton undergarments because they let you breathe a little bit more. What else? Oh, there's a box there. Also, I don't sleep with the top sheet. You know how normally, like, obviously this is the fitted sheet and then there's normally like a top sheet as well. I don't, because they always piss me off and I always kick them off. So now I just don't sleep with them. Instead, I sleep with a fluffy blanket, a fluffy blanket, because that is what my body likes and that is what I find warm in that too. Like if a blanket is not fluffy, I don't feel warm. And I know that sounds so random, but like, so my weighted blanket is kind of fluffy, but not really. So if I only have that on me, I don't feel warm enough. Where if I have like a fluffy one, toasty warm. Also, if you're like struggling to sleep and you feel like really hot or cold, stick your feet out. That's actually like a health statistic. It regulates your body temperature a lot more if your feet are outside. There are no monsters on your bed, I promise. That helps regulate your body temperature. So if you're struggling to like, get hot or cold, do that. Also music. So I know some people like have tried white noise and they love white noise. I cannot stand it. And I think that's just because it's too like boring for me, that it gets like too repetitive and it pisses me off. I don't know why. It just does. But I do like having noise when I go to bed, but I can't sleep with like the TV on or anything because that's like too much noise. So what I found is like a certain type of music. So anything that's kind of got a slower beat and a lot more deeper sounds. I don't know what it is about like deep voices, deep instruments, deep music. I find very soothing and very calming. So a lot of it for me, don't judge me on this. This is a judge-free, safe zone. Is like old school country music, like just a guy with his guitar, because it is like a bass sound. There's not too many things happening, and their voices are normally quite deep. So I find that is really helpful for me. And I use Spotify, and you can just put it on like a timer, so it's not running the whole night. Sometimes I'll put it on half an hour or an hour, depending on how long I think it's going to take me to go to sleep. But yeah, so find like some music that works for you. Rain sounds, they work for a lot of people. Just like having something in the background. Again, you want every kind of sense to be calm. So smelling, you want the like lavender type things. Sounds, you want the kind of constant lower range of things. Like touch, feel, you want something that's like going to be comfortable for your body. Taste, I don't really know what you could do for taste. Like brush your teeth, I guess. I don't know. I feel like I'm missing a sense. Sight. Thank you. Close your eyes. I mean, how did I forget about that? Anyways, sometimes some people wear a sleep mask. I can't. I feel too like claustrophobic with a sleep mask. Don't ask me how that contributes to claustrophobia. For me, it just does. So I don't sleep with a sleep mask, face mask, whatever it's called. Some people that might work. I know you can also get ones with like herbs. I feel like that's the wrong word. But the like lavender again, sometimes you can get like the lavender sleep mask, so it's like a little bit closer to your senses. And yeah. So I do sleep with a lot of blankets on my bed because that is just, I like the weight. I am just, yeah. Some people have also found that like some people sleep with like mouth tape if they're very like mouthy breathers. I breathe through my mouth when I sleep, which a lot of health people will say that's a bad thing, but I don't feel like I get enough air when I breathe through my nose, so I'm not going to change that. So sorry. But if it works for you, again, do what works for you, find what works for you. If you're consistently not sleeping through the night, or if you're consistently like not doing great at night, change something. Like it is literally as easy as that, is to just like change what you're doing. Like find a different routine, and find something that works for you. Like I know it takes a little bit of time, but it is better to take that time to find what works for you than consistently have shitty nights. Because then you're shitty during the day. And who wants that? Not me! I go delirious if I haven't had enough sleep either. Also, this is my teddy bear I sleep with every night because it's calming and I hug it and it's like the size of my torso. I've always had one though, and it just goes right up here. I feel like that's everything. So if you have any more sleep hacks, comment them down below, share them with your friends. If any of these work for you, if you want to try any of them, let me know. Magnesium. That is another thing that you can take if you find that you're very tense before night. Magnesium is a natural-ish like muscle soother. So they help your muscles. Sometimes I used to take magnesium tablets before bed. Sometimes that will help as well. Another thing that I remembered on the fly. Anyways, I think that's everything. Don't mind my really matched bed sheets. It's a judge-free zone over here. Alright, thank you so much for yapping with Jelly. Toodaloo.